Welcome back to the Setup Podcast. I got Mark and I'm Victor. How y'all doing today? The fans, how you doing today?
Chilling.
Mark,
I'm great. I'm feeling really great. How are you doing, Victor?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you for asking, man.
No
I
problem.
really appreciate that. I hope you have a better day.
I hope you have a fantastic day.
I hope your whole week is fantastic.
I hope your whole month is glorious.
I hope you succeed in all your endeavors.
Same.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, what's that? What you got on? That smells good. You smell better.
They start naming the brand too. It's like, ooh.
So we should go grab drinks sometime.
Right, yeah, we
It's
should go do
we'll
that.
have one, two, 3, 4, 5 drinks.
Let's have it. Let's go.
Everybody just watching
man.
confused this shit.
Nah, y'all most likely know. If y'all don't, man, I don't know what's up with y'all. Y'all should have seen it.
You've been living under a fucking rock.
Right.
Son.
If you just have Instagram, maybe, but like if you definitely have Twitter, you had to have seen it. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I've seen that thing on Twitter so many times.
Bro. So, I mean, it's late now for this. I feel like it's just a little bit behind. But I don't know if you've seen it yet on Twitter. It was trending. I think his name is John King. But he's been the guy that, like, for the election night, when they were, like, displaying the maps and everything, he's been the guy that's been up at the screen, like, doing the shit.
Uh-huh.
And they be like, yo, this, like, everybody's been praising him, like, yo, he's killing it. Like, he's just, like,
Really?
always just, like, not stuttering, like, being on point with the screen and all that shit.
Damn.
And they said, like, all the people at ESPN watching John King kill it,
Right.
wishing they could do what he doing. Like,
Right?
he's
Can you
like-
imagine? He's doing that thing flawlessly.
And then they was doing this. I got to show you after this so you can see what I'm talking about. They were just showing, like, there was like John King once they go to commercial and they show like Kobe all iced up on the bench, like all this crazy shit.
They don't know what I'm doing. They don't know how hard I'm
Well, I don't
working.
know. Did you watch that Michael Jordan documentary that came out like on ESPN? Did you watch it all?
Yeah.
There's like they show the part. There's like this is John King when he's at the screen. There's the part when Dennis Rodman talking about rebounds. It's like, boom, right there,
Boom, right there.
right there. I was dying laughing at
Oh
that.
yeah,
That shit had me cracking up.
that's crazy though. Shit, he's been doing it.
Yeah, Twitter's great. Speaking of social media, so I didn't think we were gonna get to this today because I thought like we were gonna like
Yeah.
have different episodes. But there's this question I had in my pocket. This topic I had in my pocket that I was kind of waiting for a one-on-one episode. But since
Oh,
life
man.
give you lemons,
I'm nervous. Yeah,
I'm gonna ask this question. And,
it's like a girl saying we gotta talk. I'm like, oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
I seen this on TikTok, and it's an idea or a thought that I've had before.
Uh-huh.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna explain, and I'm just ask, and then we can elaborate later on.
All right.
And for y'all on Instagram watching this, for y'all on TikTok watching this, for all y'all watching this preview right now, fuck it. I keep beating around the bush. I'm gonna just ask, would you have kids with me? Do you want to have kids with me?
See, that's two different questions. I feel like
All right, so-
do is like right here and now in a sense.
No,
like
no.
not like right here and now, but almost as if like
I'm not
you're
saying-
giving me like you giving me a choice in a sense where it's like would
Okay.
you? It's like it's more. I feel like it's hypothetical.
No. All right. Yeah. Okay.
I feel like do you want to have kids with me? It's like it's like nah.
Would you have kids with me?
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate that. Before all y'all listen, like, yo, pause. What the fuck? What y'all talking
They
about?
said all right. It's like
Before y'all close out the video,
they swiped the video
let me explain.
down. They swiped the video
Let me
down.
explain, goddammit.
They said, "Oh no."
I saw this video on TikTok. It was a British gentleman. He was walking down the street, just recording himself talking. I guess he had a thought in his mind. It's something I thought of before, but actually, I had this thought before as a show
To like walk to walk around and do it in a sense.
walk around and have kids.
No. Ask questions.
No. This question.
Walk around and have kids. Hey.
This question stemmed from an idea I had for a show back when we were talking about writing scripts, like early on. I came up with this idea, and I actually sent it in the group chat like a while ago, like years ago. Originally, the show idea was a bunch of straight men living in a house together, basically like adopting a child together and raising the child.
there was a show I think like that, but I don't think they
my original when I remember I said this when I originally said it was that I immediately thought of 2.5 Men, but those are two brothers. It's a little different.
There's a show like that. I can't remember what it's called. It's something, and I don't even think specifically they went and like all decided to adopt a kid. I think it was like it's one of the guy's kids, and they just all are guys living in the house in a sense. It's like them raising it because that's just how the show is.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I remember seeing a show like that, so I don't remember what the name is.
But that was
Something
my
like
thought of just like either two guys or a bunch of guys or two girls and a bunch of girls. they all like go to an adoption agency, adopt a child, and the show is just them like it's kind of behind the idea of like that those two individuals don't really want a relationship with anybody. They just want to live that single life, but they also want to raise children. So they raise kids with their best friend.
Okay.
In a sense, where they live together, they raise the kids together, but they each have their own separate partners or like have sex with somebody else and do all other shit. Like it's nothing sexual about the parenting relationship. It's literally just we're raising this one child.
It's just That's just the end of the day. We're just raising the kid, to the fullest extent.
They're both their legal parent.
Yeah.
But they just have like if like in the idea of the show, I was like one of them is kind of like the Charlie Sheen character. He had a bunch of women in the house and he still just raises the kid. So that was kind of the idea behind the show. But I saw the TikTok. The guy's like, yo, like why don't friends or best friends don't adopt kids together, raise kids together? Because like they can't like as long as like you don't really expect them to like break up because there's not that element of like cheating or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's just
the only thing you can look out for is just a bad argument. I guess.
Yeah,
at that point.
And you can just fix that or whatever. Like, and at the end of the day, like if you guys are best friends or whatever, you can just come together to raise this child. You guys are both alike or similar. You guys both agree on a lot of shit, and you guys just both just love this fucking kid and raise it up.
I feel like people don't do that because it's in a sense where it literally comes down to both of them wanting to want to do that, because I feel like it's like if one person doesn't, then it's like, but I feel like completely out of the question.
I feel like more people would be okay with it if it was, I don't want to use this word, but normalized, because it's just like that's not a common concept.
Oh no.
If it became popular, I feel like it would happen a whole lot more. Because there are people who don't want to be in a relationship. Like some people just really just want to be single all their lives, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how they want to live, but doesn't mean you're not allowed to like continue your legacy or like have a kid or anything like that.
Yeah, you have.
It's just the idea of being locked down to a relationship in that way. So
and
I feel
adopting is like
and there's plenty of kids out there that aren't being adopted. They're like, there's kids in foster homes that would love to be adopted, and it's not like it's not like it's easy to do. Like I know there's gay couples that struggle with it, and like even adopting and period is like a long, lengthy process. But
sounds like months and months.
Yeah, sometimes even years, and background checks on background checks and all this other shit. But I feel like that'd be a cool ass thing. Like if you don't want to like be married or do any of that shit, or if you just like, or I feel like there's what's it called? There are people who like have this idea of like, oh, if I don't get married by a certain age or if I don't have kids by a certain age, like I'm not doing it. So for those people, they could like, if they have their homie or they have their homegirl they've been cool with for so long, what's stopping them from like just doing that?
I don't know.
It's such a cool idea.
No, yeah, I feel like it could work. It's just I wouldn't know what would stop them. Again, it all depends on whether or not both of them feel that certain way, and they're like, okay, let's do it. And if they do, then I feel like it will work out perfectly. Honestly, there's nothing that can really go wrong in a sense. So, and I don't see why not.
I don't know. It's crazy. It's just because like we've been friends for like 20 years.
Yes, basically, yes.
Is that stopping anytime soon?
It might. So no.
But like, think about it, like I'm like between you, me, and Q, like you're not getting rid of me. Like
you probably won't get rid of me either. And I think I've attached myself to your guys' families where it's like they won't allow you to get rid of me. So I'm kind of that person that's just always around.
So to think of just like if it were like. I don't know. I just think that this should be something that's done more often. Like, as long as the proper like procedure's done. I'm not saying like let somebody walk up and adopt a kid like it's McDonald's, like where it's just easy as shit.
Kids meal.
It's just
here's your kid.
I didn't even think about that.
Here's your kid with your meal.
But yeah, I feel like there should be more of that. I wish I knew the guy's name so I can shout him out for like making the video. But that'd be a cool ass idea of just like, no, we're not like romantically together or anything like that. We just are living our own separate lives.
And we want the responsibility of having a kid.
Our own separate romantic lives, but we both come together to raise this kid. And hopefully all y'all do is just like, yo, pause, like they gonna have kids together? Nah, it's not even like that, bro. We just imagine a little youngin' that just likes Overwatch and shit.
Bro, I've been watching stream. I've been watching Tim play. Yo, when he brings his kid in, I'll just be like, oh, like that job just be so cute. I'll be like, yo, this is awesome. I'm like, I could just imagine myself just being like, yo, what's up? Look, everybody, look, what's up? Like, what's up?
Hold him up, just
look at him, look at him. Nah, but I feel like that's just. I don't feel like there's anything stopping that. I feel like people should look at that as a, you know, an option if they're like, you know, they want to do that type of thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it up to. I'm gonna ask y'all. I'm gonna put this poll, or like y'all could put in the comments. Would you like? Do you have somebody in mind? You don't have to get into details, but or is it this something you would be like, you would consider in a sense, or like it's like doesn't seem like a bad idea? Like, do you have a friend that you're like, yo, like I could really like come together with this person and raise a kid with them?
Or do you see a friend that you couldn't do this with?
Or the clip that's like, yo, like fuck, like nah, my friends is irresponsible as shit.
Like,
I am not.
nah. I'm sorry, but I can't do it. Not with y'all.
Nah.
Maybe you're the big problem.
I know.
Maybe you're the problem. I don't know.
And if you don't feel like you have that friend, you're probably that friend.
Yeah, you're probably that friend. I don't know. You might want to ask them this question and see what they say. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's funny.
What a concept, man. I like that a lot. I feel like that should be more like put out there as an option, or like more talked about. I don't know if there's a name for it. I feel like I know just off that video. I know like when I had that thought, I'm like somebody's probably already had that thought. So like
Most
there's
likely,
probably
yeah.
a name for it already, and like there's probably
probably
if you
people
know
definitely doing it,
if
yeah.
you know anybody who does that, like who is a friend, pair, couple, whatever, and raise a kid together, like I want to hear that story. Like
Right.
is there somebody already who's done that already? Like
Yeah,
I want to
see how it's going and just like the process of it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, what do y'all do? Like, you know, and everything.
I would, if there's somebody out there that can like tell us that shit, I would be so happy. Like, yo, like,
Right.
tell me more. Like,
Tell me more. How did it go? How was it?
what made y'all come to this conclusion? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like
There's so many shit. There's so many things that you can. I don't know.
so many shits.
So many shits.
so many shits.
So
I could
many
give.
like, so many people that can like fall into that category, because there's also people who like physically can't have kids, and like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
just a lot of variables that you can think about. Like, oh, like this would be perfect for that type of person.
Mhm.
But I feel like some people are probably, yo, I don't want to raise a kid alone, or all this other shit. Like,
That's usually the issue. So
or like even if you think about like say if there's like there's just two, I mean it can kind of fit wherever, but there's a scenario of like two girlfriends, like two girl who are friends,
who are friends?
and one of them has a kid and the father skips out, and like what if they've been so close since they were like our age, and they're just like, yo, like I want to help you raise this kid because like I consider you family, whatever, and like I want to take that responsibility. That'd be such a beautiful like that.
And they can do it. Yeah.
Where's the Netflix show that's gonna that is
They
this?
can do it, yeah.
I want to see that shit.
Right.
Like I feel like I will bawl my eyes out watching that show. Like that shit.
And just seeing the process of the kid growing up and stuff. Yeah.
It's a beautiful idea. That's what kind of like. I just keep going back to like 2.5 Men, but it's kind of different.
Just like
Because even
2.5
with
Men.
even with that show, you saw the kid like from being a little ass kid
Right,
to
yeah,
like being like that
little
show was on
kid.
for years.
right, and you're just like, wow. Obviously, it wasn't them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they don't actually raise the kid, but it's just like, you know, in the show they tried to show that, you know, that they've been living in that house and they've been there together, you know, raising him. So
Yeah,
pretty
and even in that situation in that show, the dad he was like passing the kid off to like the mom every now and then,
Yeah,
whatever.
you
Like,
know.
like I want it to be like pure, like yo, y'all just friends. Y'all went to like an agency, adopted. Is that what it's called? Adoption agency,
adoption
place,
center, no.
whatever. The process to get to adopt a child. I think it's agency, but it sounds weird.
It sounds Maybe 'cause
Adoption
it's too-
clinic.
No, it can't be a clinic, could it?
I don't
That
know.
sounds weird.
The place where you go to adopt
Adoption
children,
clinic.
where you go to adopt children, and two friends go there and they adopt a child and they raise it from the ground up, or not even from like being a baby to like being old. Even if they adopt
could
like
be
a
like a
teenager
younger,
or whatever,
yeah.
or like a kid. I would love to hear about that. And yeah, so you would raise a child with me?
Yes. Would you raise one with me?
Sure, why not? We've come this far.
So, nah, for sure. I could do it. I don't know, but you know, we would have to discuss if we wanted a baby or like.
That part, I mean, I don't know.
I'm just thinking of you know, the process of. Oh my God, waking up really early.
That's another. I mean, I don't know.
I guess I really
Because
have to prepare
I'm not exactly
myself.
sure how. I don't think I know anybody who's been through the process or like knows the process of adoption. Of just like, I don't think you get that much of a choice, do you?
What do you mean?
Of like age or like how specific can
I feel
you
like
get?
you do, but again, I think with a certain kid, does require like requirements and stuff, like how you said,
Yeah.
like it takes months of like, you know, preparation. Like I feel like depending on a certain kid, there is a certain line of what you have to go through for a certain age every time, you know.
There will be some that will be like special needs, or some that are like from like they would be immigrants in a
Yeah.
sense. So you'd be adopting them from different countries.
Yeah, in a sense where if compared to like a baby, I guess, or like a really, really young kid compared to a teenager, where since they're already old enough to do certain things, you might not have to go through certain processing steps for that. So that's what I feel like that's what happens. So if you are that family, or, you know, that couple, or that, you know, partnership or whatever, if y'all do decide, hey, we want a really younger kid, then you're just gonna have to understand it's gonna take a longer time. You know,
I guess that would depend on. I guess that'd be. I don't know what to call it yet, but I'm gonna just keep going with agency, just because it seems safe.
The clinic,
I guess
agency center.
I guess the only way you could get. I don't think you can get specific. The only way you could get specific is if just you hit up. You contact.
You want a kid.
You contact, like, say if you were really like specific, like, oh, I want to like save an African child from a situation like in Africa. You would probably have to hit up an agency in Africa that does that, or like or somebody that handles that to get that. But I don't know. Now I'm like kind of interested in like just reading up more, because I don't know much about the process. I know people who are adopted, but I'd never ask, or I mean, I doubt they would know too much about the process.
True, yeah, asking them specifically, but
yeah, so like, I mean, preferably I would like to start off with like just having it as a baby and being able to see it grow. But if I didn't have a choice, I would just take the kid as is. Obviously, that's probably I feel like if you're adopting, you should have that mentality regardless.
Of what?
Like,
just knowing that, like,
you should just take the kid as is. Like, don't be like, oh, I didn't.
Damn.
I didn't want a 2013. I wanted a 2019 baby. Like,
all right, get in, you little shit.
like, nah, like you should be like, that should be a thing of just like you're gonna take whatever you can get.
You know, take what you can get, and like know that like regardless, you know, it's the process of like no matter what, you're still going through that process of raising it. You know, like there's no situation where, you know, it's not you raising it, you know, in a sense. So
it's such a cool like concept.
Yeah,
I love that. I don't know. I've been very like wrapped up in that idea for like the past week or so, and also just like the thought of, I just thought of this now, of like, say if a Hispanic family adopts like an Asian child, like you have this like Spanish speaking Asian child who's it's kind of like a cool
the lingo.
It's kind of cool thought of just like, oh, you can adopt like an African baby and like by a Chinese family, and he'll like, I don't know, I think that's just so cool to me.
Yeah. You can kind of just
and just like put them in that culture as well, but you also have to like be careful. I feel like this is a common thing also, just like making sure if you adopt somebody from a different culture, you allow them to like still keep that culture. Like you can't rip them out of that.
True, yeah, you can't do that, and you got to understand that like there's just certain things that, you know, depending on the race, that it's just like, you know, you got to take in, what's the word I'm looking for? Consideration. There you go. Take consideration of just how things are, you know, today's world and everything. You know, you just got to do it. But yeah.
I'm not gonna make you name. Is there a friend that you think of that you wouldn't raise a child with?
I don't know. I kind of like feel like all my friends are pretty well, like, you know, responsible.
Yeah.
There's not really a friend I have that I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm just honestly, keeping you away.
I feel like that should be a new requirement for friends.
Yeah.
If you're just like, yo, if you don't feel like you could raise a kid with your friend, why are you friends with them?
Because if you ever think about it, you know, a lot of people will say, oh yeah, you know, I have that one friend that's just wild, you know, always out, you know, doing this, doing that. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, do I have that friend? I'm like, I don't think so, honestly. Like, I can't think of one friend that I have that's like that.
Yeah. And even if they were, it's just more of like, can you trust them with that? Like, I don't, like with a kid. And it's like, if you can't, I feel like it just makes sense to me. I'm just like,
it makes sense.
It's like, if I can't trust you with raising a kid, like, the same thing as like a relationship. It's like, if I can't see myself raising a kid with you, then what are we doing here? Same thing with a friend. It's like,
why are we here?
If we couldn't come together and raise this child, what are we doing?
Why
do I trust you? Why should I trust you?
Right?
If I can't trust you with a child, why would I trust you?
Stab me in the back. Stop playing with me. The funny thing is, I'm really trying to think of a friend because I feel like I do have one. I feel like everybody most likely has like one friend, but
I don't think I have one.
I don't know. I feel like I probably don't, honestly.
Like all of our, like even the friends I have, I feel like my friends are different, but I'd be able to like.
But
I think we balance each other out. So
I
to the
see
point
them
where
like they're different, but I see them as responsible.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day,
and
like
be able to balance each other out with that process of like being a parent.
yeah, like
So,
I'm thinking of like you guys, and I'm thinking of like friends that are older than me, and I'm just like, do I have one? I'm like, I don't think so. I honestly don't. So yeah, y'all know who y'all are. Let's raise this kid. Let's raise this kid together.
That'd be crazy. And now, how do you feel? Let's see. I'm gonna ask this question as another situation. So, say you and I raise a child together,
Oh,
and then say 10 years in, I find like a romantic partner, and I have a kid with them.
yeah. I see. Yes,
Are you-
ruin it?
Are you upset? Do you allow them to go live with that person? What's the rules for that?
Well, this is my thing. If I start to see that happen, my first thing, what am I saying? My first thought would not be to be upset. My first thought would to be thinking like in the future, like, okay, if he's going to get in this relationship, obviously things are going to happen where they want to move in together. There's going to be like a more of a private life with them. So then I take consideration of, okay, now I'm thinking of the kid. How is that going to work between
what does that mean
us?
what does that mean for
Because
him or
now
her?
there's two different households. How is it going to work out? So that's what I would start to think of. Honestly, I wouldn't be upset. I'm like, wow, okay, you found somebody. It depends though. If we've been with that kid for a little while, and then next, you know what, I see, he going over a girl. I'm like, damn, like I thought what we had was special, and now he's over here, just trying to throw it all away like that, But no, I would definitely think of like the kid first for sure, and just be like, okay, so like, what is looking out for him or her, and like, what's gonna happen? Because it could be either really messy or it could be perfectly fine. But I've been in a situation where things go back and forth between parents. So like I can see how sometimes it could be messy, but it could be perfectly fine. Honestly, you just gotta know how to balance it.
Yeah.
So
See, that's why it will work out.
get yourself a mark. Get yourself a mark partner.
But yeah, like I feel like it just kind of turns into that same situation of like being a co-parent or like having a step parent, because it's like and this goes for any situation. If you're gonna go, say, even if it was like a couple who like broke off and then they have another person where they have kids with, you got to make sure, or at least if in this situation, if I were to find somebody else and like get with them and have a kid with them, I got to make sure that she's cool with our kid.
True. Yeah.
So if she not, like, you got like we
started. Everything started here.
This our baby.
This is where it all started.
You're not gonna mess with my baby.
Like, you ain't gonna mess with what we had here. All right.
You're gonna treat my baby like it's your baby.
Exactly.
You're not gonna treat him any different. You're not gonna treat him like the stepchild because he ain't.
He not. You the stepchild. But nah, I couldn't.
You better love that baby like you love that baby,
Exactly.
because that's half me.
The baby.
Kind of.
Kind of.
It's
Right?
legally half me.
It's legally half me. It got the same, responsible,
Mindset. Shit.
and shit like me, but it's not really me, but it's me.
It don't look like me, but he like me.
Exactly. Or she.
There you go.
I want a baby girl. Start getting deep. I want a little baby girl. But yeah, I feel like it could work for sure. I feel like people should try doing it. Let us know.
Drop in the comments below if you want to adopt a baby.
We'll put the link to the adoption agency
In the description. Background checks and everything must be ready.
Crazy.
That's what I'm saying, man.
But I can see
Why
it
is
work.
this not a thing?
I can see it work.
I want to hear more. I want to see more stories like this. Like I want to know people who have done this.
Right? Yeah.
Like I wish I would find out tomorrow that like one of our friends are like doing that.
I'll be like, damn, you kept this from us?
No, I mean like they like say they decided to do
Or
it,
they're deciding to. Okay, yeah.
and I would love to like just watch all that. And then you could have like a adoption shower or something.
How would that work?
Like
is it the same thing in a sense? What you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
just like you found out that two friends are about to have like adopt a kid together.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you can just like celebrate with them and
It'd
shit.
be really easy
Same
too
thing
though,
as-
because then like the age and the gender. So it's like
Yeah.
really easy at that point.
Oh my, that would be so nice.
Like that you would know.
Like you would know everything, and you can like make them feel really welcome once you bring them in, like,
Exactly.
especially if they're older. Yo, I'm about to cry. That is so nice.
If it's a baby that can walk, or maybe it's not, but like imagine them coming in there and they can walk and they're just like,
The thought of that has me so emotional right now. Look at my eyes, bro. I'm like, so, Imagine like just like say if it was like a 13-year-old kid and they get adopted.
True.
And then then they have like that adoption shower and like all like you get to meet like
gifts
and shit, and like it's like, all right, these are your two parents, these two friends, and then all of their friends are there.
Bro,
that's so beautiful.
Imagine like me walking in, right? I'm the kid, and imagine I've been in an adoption home for say I'm like a teenager, maybe younger, and I'm like, you know, I don't know how they really handle stuff with food or stuff like that, but imagine I go to a household with a family that knows how to fucking cook, bro. Yeah. Like imagine the food that I would see on that table. Bro,
and then
like
a lot of times, like a lot of times, those like foster homes or like all that other shit, like they're usually in shitty situations.
That's what I was saying. I didn't know how, but
so imagine coming like in some, you hear like bad stories of like just abuse or like any in like those big ass homes or like just shitty situations. So to go from that to like say you adopt them, and they go to like this adoption shower. I'm just stuck on this right now. And they walk in and it's just like your two new parents that adopted you, and like all of their friends, they're like are gonna love you just like they were your kid or like your niece or nephew. And there's just this big ass welcoming thing. Yeah. And you just lived this whole like life of like not having a family. And bro, I'm
really,
make you want to cry, bro.
I'm really thinking just too, like, bro, like me seeing that kid and being able to see like them go to sleep that night, because again, like how the situations are in the adoption, like they probably don't go so crazy with bedding and all that stuff, food and all that. So to see like, I would literally want to just sit at the door and just see how they take it all in, to be like, yo, like
they have a bed, a room.
This is my room. Like I'm not either sharing it or I'm not, you know, like, so that's amazing, honestly.
Damn.
All right, we're getting a kid. we're getting a kid.
If all else fails,
this is what's happening.
If we're like pushing 40 with no kid, we'll talk.
Yeah, I need to make sure I get my, you know, my deck ready. Like we got to get this deck ready. I can't be that age and not have my deck starting to get ready. So it's happening.
Man, bro, I really almost got like a little emotional there with the thought of that. That's such a like beautiful thought. I'm just picturing this little kid just walking into like this big ass group family of just like they already love you, like you're the shit.
And then just imagine like say other people like your friends or family members, you know, they have their kids and stuff. So it's like, yo, like these are people that are gonna be here, like your life, like, you know,
like they're gonna have your back forever.
Like go have fun, do something stupid. I don't care.
I got you. I don't
care.
Fall off the monkey bars. Right? I'm here.
Well, don't do too hard because you're gonna be like me.
learn from your father.
Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, I could. Yeah, that's great. Honestly.
You good?
Yeah.
A little dust in the air.
Yeah, something in my eye. Got it. All right. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Yeah, man, that's just crazy, man. Let us know if that's like, are we crazy? Is that weird?
Let us know if
are y'all still like pause, bro? That's us.
Are y'all still here?
That's
first of all, like did y'all even make it to this point? I don't know.
That's mad sus, bro. You gonna adopt the kid with your man? That's mad sus.
Damn, bro, you weird. I never do that. My homie would never do that with me, bro. Like, all right, then y'all both must be irresponsible. I don't know, but you know, I don't know where y'all at, but
yeah. That was heavy, man. I almost cried on the episode. It's all good. Where can they find you, Mark? Let's get out of here before one of us start crying.
I'm an emotional person too. So you can find me on Instagram at ETCMarkyMark. You can find me at Twitter at MarkyMark. Twitch at MCMarkyMark. Where can they find you, Victor, and ETC at?
Find me on pretty much any platform at ETC Victor. Same for Real Etc. It's Real Etc. on every platform. Literally everywhere. You can't miss it. Email us at real.etc. at what the fuck, man?
Second time.
real.etc@gmail.com. That's where you can email us. And if you're a small artist who has music that they want to put out or they already have put out and they want it to be used in our streams, videos, B-roll, anything like that at all, send it our way or we can talk. Email us. Let us know we can work out some type of deal.
Yes, sir.
So without any of that, is there anything else you want to say?
Nah. We're Gucci.
All right. We appreciate you guys. Go adopt a child. We'll see you next week. Bye.